Hey, so my name is Kyle Valiton. I am the director and manager of this building called Port Labs in Oakland, California. And this building, this idea of Port Labs really came from the observation that there weren't enough affordable, large industrial spaces for tech startups and new innovative deep tech companies to incubate their early technologies. So we took this building, which is an old bank built in 1966, was scheduled for demolition. Now it's not scheduled for demolition, and it's being used as an incubation space for these companies to trial things out, test new technologies, get their proof of concept fundable. From there, they can then look at large-scale manufacturing projects, proposals, and really get that liftoff. So I see this space as really a convening, a community of people who all want to see new and novel technologies built here in the Bay Area and in the US. And we're just doing it one step at a time, one small team of 5 at a time.
All right, great. And now tell us about how you met Ariela and why you're excited about energy IoT.
Yeah, so the energy sector is being massively disrupted with new technologies coming on board. The EV transition has created a lot of new electronic power transmission technologies that people are looking at and going, how else could I use this? And so seeing Ariela's group and Energy IoT come to the table about even just the simple thing of how do we get energy to people, like even that model of how we do that is up for disruption and change. Having an open source community to work on those protocols and the nitty gritty is incredibly valuable, and we'll see the fruits of this labor in the years to come for sure.
How was the hackathon that you had here?
Oh, the hackathon was an amazing convening of all the knowledge experts in the area. We did it during this yearly event called SF Climate Week, which is really just a Bay Area climate event initiative, and everything around sustainable technologies and energy efficiency. There are hundreds of events happening, so we decided to use that in the travel and the new influx of tourists during that time to create a hackathon that brought together all of the various partners working on distributed energy resources, solar, power transmission. They all had a reason to come here and bring in their unique perspective towards this energy paradigm that we're seeing. And so we had people from Sweden, we had people from the East Coast, spec developers who had never talked to their customers in person are now hacking projects with them side by side. And I could tell that event went so well because it's so rare to get that many people other than like a formal conference setting. The hackathon really allowed these people to work together instead of just do business. And then that created some magic that I think we're seeing with some of the successes of Energy IoT.
Amazing. Tell me why this kind of open source development is different than normal just go on GitHub and write code. Why is it important to have a physical location like Port Labs?
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you can only do so much in the garage. And when it comes to industrial technology, people get very nervous about having high power electronics anywhere that's considered valuable real estate. You don't want to have your big clunky factory machine plugged in the middle of a nice carpeted environment. So here we're allowed to set up. We have concrete floors. We have power plentiful, and you can set up a manufacturing line or set up a test bed. And it's okay that it looks like 3 big machines sparingly put on the floor with a single table. That's kind of what we're good at. But that allows companies to set up and actually see how this is going to work before making large investments.
Do you know how much? I've heard it's $50,000 worth of equipment. I mean, how unique is it to have that kind of equipment in a place to go and work with that equipment?
Yeah. So the hackathon created literally the having an event in a space like this not only created new connections and collaborations, but it created physical collaborations as well. And so that test bed of having a solar battery pack, inverter, panel, all as one unit for people to then literally hack and learn about the communication protocols and set up libraries for the inverter to talk to the battery, to talk to other systems on the wireless network here. That's the exact type of thing that wouldn't happen without all those various companies coming together and collaborating. So it really does enable technology development. And because we did it in a hackathon setting, in a shareable setting, now that asset is available to the open source community to continue to create what they call is like the 80% of the software, really that future companies and future startups will rely on to then differentiate in that last 20%. And that last 20% is that's what their corporate mission is going to achieve.
Who should come down to Port Labs and check it out?
You know what, really, if you're a knowledge expert, if you are passionate of a specific sector, a specific initiative that you've seen based on your work experience, your unique conversations with people and partners in this economy, I think what we're doing here is we're building real tech, and we're doing it to solve real solutions. And we're doing it in a very scrappy, fun, lighthearted environment. So if you need affordable space, if you need to see what's happening in the local Bay Area region, and join the ecosystem that Oakland and the East Bay has to offer, I think you should come check us out.
All right, well, Kyle, thanks so much for the time.
Yes, thank you so much.